Welcome, one and all, to the live stream of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew, and we have Jeff here as well. And already, Michael has jumped into the comments to say, public stream tricky. Well, we are having fun with it at the moment. We are getting there. Just took a bit longer than we planned originally, but we're all good. We are here. We are live. It is time for episode 2 of 2026, and we have a bit to get through tonight. We're going to talk about the latest, or some singles from, maybe not necessarily the latest, but some singles from Sevendust, Hands Like Houses, and Riff Raiders. We're going to review the brand new album from Avalanche coming up later on. And we've got a bit of a special treat tonight because we have Jeff is going to do a little bit of a review on the Dream Theater show that was last week. Yeah, just a tiny one. And we've also got a... Vinny, I'll get to you in a second, mate. I was saying before we went live that we have to get live to get you to do something a little more productive than bash away at the keyboard in Discord, but you bash away at the keyboard here. That's good. But we're also going to get a special guest in here to do a little bit of a review on the recent Lacuna Coil show as well. So more on that in a few minutes. Cat's here. Good to see you. He's going, yo, beat you boys. Yeah, I'm sure everyone did. Michael's here saying, hi, guys. Vinny, hi, guys. Where's the link? That's what I was laughing at because everyone was asking where the link is in Discord. We're like, yeah, it's coming. Just give us a few minutes here. So Vinny's going, you're in for a hard night, Andrew. I'm sure I am. This is going to be a long but fun one. I'm looking forward to actually where the fuck this is going to go. Because we can do whatever the hell we want, we're going to change things up a little bit. We'll start off by doing the reviews, and then we'll get into the usual stuff with the singles, and then we'll do the album review towards the end of the night. Again, still keeping it a bit shorter than the streams of last year, with the idea being to do another one in a relatively shorter time frame wherever possible. Guru's here. Greetings, rockers across the plane. Good to see you as always. Jolie's over in Discord as well. Thank you all for joining us, and we're looking forward to having another fun night. So get in the comments, say hi. And give us your thoughts on all these songs as we go along. As we go through things, there are reference tracks, so everything we're talking about in the description box of this one as well, but I will put them in the comments as we go live as well. What do we got here? Victoria, good to see you as well. She's going, hi guys, hope you're well. I'm shooting Taria on Monday for the first time. She was unreal. That would have been fan-fucking-tastic. Victoria, I'm glad that went well. Yeah, sorry, man. The typos that come through thick and fast when you're trying to go quickly are fun. I have a world of problems with those myself, so that's all good. But I'm glad you had a great time at that show. That sounds absolutely fantastic. She's a fantastic vocalist, so why wouldn't it be brilliant? Alrighty. Michael is here too. Hi guys. It was actually the first time in a long time that we haven't had both Michaels do the comments one after the other one as we go through things. So that's a fun one there. You'll be able to jump in. You've got the link, so we'll get to you in a few minutes. But Jeff, I guess without any further ado, I hand it over to you, my friend, and you get to tell us all about Dream Theater. So give us your thoughts.
Yeah, so look, obviously, I've been a fan of Dream Theater for yonks. I mean, going back, probably first heard them seriously. I was aware of them in the 90s, but really didn't listen to them that much because back then there was a big controversy. I was huge into Rush. And so, of course, everyone knows that Dream Theater credit Rush as being one of their big influences. And so there was this thing, sort of like an unwritten rule, that if you listened to Rush and you were a true Rush fan, like I thought it was, you couldn't listen to Dream Theater because they were derivative of it. Which is bollocks.
Rush fans were gatekeeping. That's interesting. All right.
Cool. Yeah, they were. And so, but it's complete bollocks. It's just crap. Yeah. You should be able to listen to what you want, right? And
exactly, I agree.
To be honest, and so by the time I did get into them, which was in the late 90s, then I was just like, I was pissed off that I had actually wasted all this time not having really sunk my teeth into their music. So when I did listen to them and I loved it right away, I just devoured everything I could get my hands on. And so, and then coming out here, I can remember when in 2002, when the album 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence came out, or when it was announced. Like, I'm gonna get this album, like I'm gonna buy it like day one. So I don't know if I did day one, but I got close to it when it came out. And I remember my wife was driving and we were in the car, And so I got the CD, and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this, gotta listen to this. So I got it, ripped it all open and everything like that. And I'm like, babe, I'm gonna put this in, and I'm gonna give you my forgiveness now, and because you're probably not gonna like it. But and I was absolutely, that was the case. She was just like dirge, and I remember that specifically called it dirge. But I loved it. I was just like, wow, this is awesome. And so that set upon, obviously since my time in Australia as well, really focusing on their music. And so when I had a chance to see them in 2010, I think it was 2010 or 2009, whatever it was, when they played in the Palace. I think it was 2009. I remember it was us. Black Clouds and Silver Linings had just come out. That was the tour. When that happened, I just couldn't. I had to go see them. And as it happened, all my metalhead friends and stuff that nobody really wanted to go. So I didn't want to go. I'm one of these people that don't like to go to a show by myself.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yep.
And so I ended up buying 2 fucking extra tickets for 2 other mates that didn't even know who the band was, just so I had people to go.
Yeah.
And so one of them is my flatmate Jim, who I live with now.
Cool. Yep.
So I bought a ticket for him, and so he really didn't know, but leading up to it, I was trying to educate him a little bit on who they are. Here, listen to this, blah blah blah. And so he actually really enjoyed them. The opening band, not so much, and still to this day, he talks about, I mentioned that word dirge. Well, the opening act was a band called Pain of Salvation. And fucking hated it. He hated it so much. He just was like, he kept looking at me and thinking, like, because this was the opening act.
Yeah.
Like, if you're thinking, if Dream Theater's anything like this, dude, you're on your own. But as it happened, it wasn't. And so he loved it. And then fast forward to today, or this, 2026.
Yep.
Obviously, when the new album Parasomnia came out, I said, look, Mike is back. This will be his first time back to Melbourne since he's rejoined the band. I want to be there. And sure enough, the tickets were announced, and I ended up, me and my buddy ended up going. We got platinum tickets, which gave us I should have brought my special lanyard thing that I'll get it in a bit. I'll go grab it. But it's pretty cool. And you get a lanyard and all that stuff. And it was just a really good experience. I thought that because they played the Palais last time, it was a lot more intimate. And it was a much smaller venue, and it was fine. But they played Margaret Court, and they pretty much sold it out. And it was, Margaret Court obviously holds a lot more than the Palais does, for sure. But just a little bit, right? But it was just a really amazing. Obviously James LaBrie, his voice, he's struggled over the years. I don't know if you realize, why his voice has struggled?
He's had some medical things, hasn't he? Like, I'm not.
Yeah. So what happened was in 1994, they just recorded and released the album Awake, which is their second album, second album with him, but the third album overall. And his voice on that album is fucking fantastic. And then in the December, that came out in September, and then in December, for some reason, they were on some promotional thing, and they ended up going to Cuba, and he ended up getting a really bad dose of food poisoning from some seafood that was, obviously off or whatever. And he spent the next 10 days vomiting constantly, couldn't stop. They brought in doctors and stuff like that. They couldn't get him to stop vomiting. And he ruptured all of his throat and everything like that. And he never really recovered properly. And they said that, he needed to properly recover, he needed to take 6 months off. But the record company wouldn't have it. They basically said, no, you're back out there. So he, within a few weeks of this incident, he had to basically teach himself how to re-sing, because he could not sing the same way he did before. So that falsetto stuff that he does a lot now, that was because of that. It didn't exist prior. So I know a lot of people don't like the music because of that, for whatever reason. It's not heavy enough or whatever. If you want to hear how he sounded, go back to listen to Images and Words and Awake. Especially Awake. Was just amazing. But that's why. And so anyway, when I was fully expecting just like the last time. His voice sometimes I've watched videos
Mm.
and it can be a little bit hit or miss sometimes. But I'm happy to say that I thought his voice was really, really good
Cool.
on this. There were some moments where it was a little flat, but that's okay because he does sing in a bit higher register anyway. And so I know that as you age, it's difficult. We're not every singer out there is Rob Halford who can just seem to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But look at Jeff Tate. Do you remember that one video I said where he murdered that song? Well, I'm happy to say that Dream Theater doesn't do that. If they ever get to that point, they should just hang it up.
Yeah.
But well, look, it was fantastic, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Probably one of the best concerts I've ever seen because I'm in my element there. I'm into seeing a band. I mean, I've certainly seen some amazing bands over the years, dozens and dozens of bands, and but they didn't put on a big production or anything like that. They had some lasers and smoke and stuff like that. But it was just really well done. It was very, very clear. It was just, it was everything that you'd want in a concert. It was there. And Mike was just, Mike Portnoy, of course, was just on fire. His sound, that sound that he got, Mike Mangini was a great replacement. But when you compare the two together, there is no comparison really. Portnoy, if I close your eyes, you can tell right away. You can tell it's different. And he just adds something to the band. I'm really glad that he's back, and I hope I'm hoping to see them around for another 10 years at least, maybe longer. This is the 40th tour. Yeah, 40th anniversary tour. Right, the shirt you can see.
Nice.
And the hat.
Cool.
But so look, will they be around for 50? I hope they are. But when you got to remember that Jordan Rudess, he's the oldest one in the band. He's like 72 or 73.
Yeah.
So he's got like 10 years on all the other guys. All the other guys were born in the early 60s. He was born in the early 50s.
Wow.
So he's quite a bit older. So will he be around? I don't know. I hope so, because he's certainly not only is he a great keyboardist, but he's responsible for much of their arrangements. He's just the brain behind the band, besides Portnoy himself as well. They played, I don't know if you know the album Octavarium.
I know it, but I couldn't recite anything off the top of my head.
No. So it's a huge album, great album. It was their 8th album, came out in 2005. And it's famous because it's got a song on there that's well over 20 minutes called Octavarium. And they played that song in its entirety.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
No wonder that intermission you told me about.
My jaw was on the floor.
Wow.
And it was just like note for note.
Wow.
I was so impressed. And also, I want to say, I did meet a guy. I don't know who he was, but he came up to me and goes, "Are you Jeff from the Hard Rock Show?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, I love the show. I watch it all the time." His name is Ian. So Ian, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate you coming up. And it was really nice of you to say what you said. And thank you very much. It means a lot to myself, and I'm sure Andrew as well.
Yeah, it does.
So absolutely. That's awesome. So that's right. So if you see me out and about, by all means, come up, say hi, whatever. Yep. So thank you very much for that. Look, all in all, I was just they played all the songs that I wanted them to play. They ended up coming back. They did like a 20-minute intermission, as I said. And there's Vlad in the background. He came in for the review. Hey, Vlad. Anyway, and then they did of course, they did an encore. They did, I believe they did Spirits Finally Free, I believe, for the encore, which is off of Scenes from a Memory. And then they did, of course, Pull Me Under, which is, their really one and only hit that they've ever had, which was Pull Me Under. And that was just a great song. That's a song that got a lot of people into them, as well as like really hardcore. Thankfully, I knew of them, but yeah, I think I probably, by the time I really became aware of them, as I said, Pull Me Under was probably the first song that really caught my attention as well. So yeah, absolutely loved them. Great band. I will go see them where if I can again, without a doubt. I will next time if I do go. I'm hoping they'll do like a meet and greet because I would fucking love to meet these guys. I would love to meet them. Like there's such a inspiration on my life musically as well. And obviously, yeah. What can I say about them? To me, that concert on Thursday night was a 10 shot out of 10 shot concert.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did they surprise you with any? I mean, obviously the song Octavarium might have been the biggest surprise.
Octavarium was probably the big one. Yeah, I expected like all the other songs. I kind of expected, because it was really it's the 40th anniversary, so they're kind of going through the career. They didn't play anything from the first album, which was with the original singer. But look, I know for a fact, and I guarantee it, absolutely, that I was the only person in that entire building that could say that they saw James Labrie singing in his previous band called Winter Rose in Canada in a venue that held about 500 people. I was there in like 1986 or 87, whatever it was.
Wow. Okay.
And I still have the ticket. I have the ticket stub because I'm one of these guys that just keeps all those ticket stubs. And I brought them with me. I've had them literally in my suitcase. I'm like, these are coming with me because they're memories. And I've got them all. And so I guarantee you, nobody else would have seen. Nobody. So one day I want to meet him and say, hey, buddy, I saw you on such and such, and here's the ticket.
That'd be cool.
For me? I know. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
He would be out especially if it was here in Australia. I'm sure his job would probably hit the floor. Absolutely.
Yeah. That would be.
That would be very, very cool.
Fly on the wall for that moment.
So next time they come out,
I
definitely want to. I'm gonna, hopefully they'll offer some meet and greet. I'm not even aware if they did this time because if they did, I wasn't aware of it. I know they did diamond tickets and they did platinum tickets.
Yep.
I was lucky enough to do the platinum, but and it was just announced. And by the time I got on to do the tickets, all the platinum the diamond were sold. They were gone.
Yeah, no.
And so there wasn't that many platinum tickets left either. But luckily, I got it. So yeah. Anyway, 10 out of 10 shots. I could go on and I could gush and keep going on and on. It was an amazing concert, one of the best concerts I've ever seen from anybody.
Wow.
And I've recorded some clips and stuff so I can remember and stuff like that. A little bit. I've got some photos and stuff, but I will I will treasure the fact that I was able to see them again.
Nice. Yep. Well done, my friend. Well done. Thank you for sharing that. So that was cool. I really enjoyed that.
If anybody else that's watching tonight was there, or any of the other Australian shows, by all means, message us and let us know.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
We'll definitely want to know. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll clip this as a standalone video as well. And just whoever watches anything that we do, just obviously give you feedback. We'd love hearing from all you all. So just have at it. Speaking of, we do have some comments to go through as well. AG, good to see you. Gone, never deprive yourself of live music, waiting on someone to accompany you. Do it for you because you fucking deserve it. Thank you for that. Yeah. Very true. Very true. That's a very good point there. Well done, AG. Kat has gone far out. Every time I move my mobile, I touch the heart emoji on my screen. Oh, well, we're getting a lot of love for you then, Kat.
That's okay. Love is fine. Yeah. Love is in there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, we got a comment. Cool. In a moment. Right. But Victoria's gone, I've seen Dream Theater twice in 2000 and 2004. They are unreal. Mike Portnoy is my all-time favorite drummer. P.S. Has anyone seen the video where he sings Crazy Horses? It's great. No, I haven't seen that one personally.
No, I don't think so. No.
All right.
I would say he's my favorite living drummer. He's not my favorite drummer of all time.
Yeah.
That spot is held by his mentor, which is Neil Peart.
Yeah.
But, he's no longer with us. But as far as living drummers, Mike is just an amazing drummer. Great. Sounds like a really fun guy as well. I'd love to meet him. And if anyone really likes his drumming, check out, there's a show on YouTube called Drumeo, Drumeo.
Mm-hmm.
Check out that. They get him on there a lot. And they get him to listen to stuff that he's never heard.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has to play drums along with it because he can hear the music, but he doesn't get to hear the drums.
Cool.
And it's just fucking awesome. That channel is just a great channel anyway. But some of the stuff that he's done, like when they played Taylor Swift to him for the first time.
Oh, wow.
So my daughter's going to kill me, because she plays it all the time. But for him, And he fucked. Oh, you just think, geez, this guy could play anything. For
Yeah,
anybody.
he's super talented.
Super
talented.
Yeah.
Edge Crusher, good to see he's gone. Hey all, DT were amazing. One of my favorite gigs of all time. I was looking out for you, Jeff, but missed you. DT did a meet and greet through their website, about $330. So there we go.
That sucks. I would have, if I'd known, I would have done it. Yeah.
I'll look out for it next time, mate. Then
next time.
Yeah. Similar's here. Good to see you. Drumeo getting to play on a children's kit too. Now that would be fun. Is it a Hello Kitty one? Like that's got to be a thing.
Yes, it is a Hello Kitty one. Yeah.
That's got to be a thing.
Just like, oh, he's like, bang, 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 and he's just fucking. He said he can play better on that than I could, even anything.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do anything. So it's funny as that's fantastic. Yeah. All righty, cool. We're all warmed up. We're off to go. Michael, whenever you're ready, we'll get you to jump in here, my friend, because I'm going to pad out while you hit the link and get yourself underway.
Well, you pad out because I'm cooking. I'm going to grab a fan. I am dying here.
Yeah, no, it's a warm one today. It
is warm. I didn't think it was as warm. I'm just going to grab a little handheld fan. I'll be back.
All good.
I'm going through menopause. I'm not sure what could be.
Bit of column A, column B. It'll work.
Maybe.
But yeah, so while we wait for Michael to jump in here, what we'll do is I'll just pad, obviously. But I don't know about you guys, because obviously we're up in Queensland, but this afternoon the weather just spiked. It wasn't too bad sort of up until sort of early afternoon. Then early afternoon just went bang. The humidity here in particular went through the roof. So that was a bit of a fun one there as well. But I didn't have to wait very long because our guest of honor has arrived. Let's bring him in. This is the one and only Michael Gow. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yep, you did.
Beautiful. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Very tired because I've been to 2 gigs in the space of 4 days.
Wow. Photographing both or?
Oh, no. I went to Transvision Vamp last night to just see them. I actually missed out on the actual request to actually get it. Someone else from the same magazine got it. So cool. I was actually watching them have a go at trying to photograph like I would. And it was very, very touch and go that night.
That's all right.
So I'm glad I was just there to watch it.
Yeah. Now, sometimes that's the best thing. I know I've done some work in that regard too, and just it's a lot of work. It's still a lot of fun, but sometimes just going there as just a punter is just the best fun of all for me, anyway. But for those who don't know you, I think it's the first time on the show. So how about you just give us a bit of a background on yourself before we launch into this review you're going to do for us?
Well, I've been a photographer for about, how long is it now? 13 years, I think it is.
Yeah.
I've only been actually a music photographer since 2017, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, my 3rd gig, I think it was around the 3rd or 4th gig I ever did, was the Hard Rock Show Extravaganza.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually glad that you actually accepted me for it, because at the time I was really unknown. I don't even think I had a magazine gig at that point. I was just me.
But I remember that, and it was cool just because you'd done a few gigs that we'd seen the output from, and that's what made it like really interesting, which was cool. I'm glad that you enjoyed that one, so that was good.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's been 9 years now since I first started.
Wow.
Over the time, I've even just personally watched my progression as a photographer, just from back then to now, how much I've actually improved.
Yeah.
So it's and like I every year I would do sort of like a count of how many gigs I've done over the course of like that year. Yeah. I reckon probably in 9 years, maybe over 1,000.
Wow.
There were some weeks where I'd be doing 3 to 4 a week.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And so the thing is that as of this year, I've actually pulled back. I'm actually doing a lot less than what I have been in the past, because I'm like only requesting a couple of gigs through the magazine, photographing bands like Dead Honey that I mentioned about at one point, and just the odd gig here and there, because I'm actually I'm doing music photography as a aim as one thing to do, but I'm actually venturing off into another type of photography that you guys don't see at all. I'm actually doing wildlife photography as well. I'm actually bringing out a calendar in about a few months' time.
Oh, awesome!
Nice. That's very cool.
That's the sort of thing. Like I'm actually slowly saving to go to Africa in a few years' time. So,
wow!
It's the sort of thing. Like it's my goal, because I don't think I'll be able to do music photography for a long time. Like that sort of, it is starting to get very hard now with all the requests that you have to do and all the certain documentation you have to sign, and so a lot of, and even just as you probably would know, the lack of gigs out at the moment. Like there's just not as much going on right now in the lower scene, not like Dream Theater and Lacuna Coil and all that, but all the lower gigs, there's just hardly anything out there. Like I'm struggling to find, like down the road here in Woodale, York and Woodale it's only had, I think, 2 gigs in the space of 6 months that I know of.
Yeah, no, they've been drying up down there. Yeah, it's a shame, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know what to do about it. If I could fix that, I would. But I don't know.
That's the thing. Like it's sort of thing. Like that's why I'm sort of doing the wildlife stuff, because I'm just like I've got to find something to keep my creative flow going.
Yeah. Which is fantastic. Just got some positive feedback for you here too, mate, because Kat's gone, you take good photos, dude. You do. And of course, it wouldn't be a session here without Vinny jumping in, because Vinny said you'd see plenty of wildlife at a metal gig.
Yeah. Certainly do.
Funny enough, at the Lacuna Coil gig, I did actually share this photo through the magazine, because there was a mate of mine was actually on the barrier. He came with me that night. Yeah. And so I took a photo of him, and he looks pretty wild. He's got like the devil horns going up, but he's got like the full on like mohawk thing going and everything. Cool. And I was just like, I've got to take a photo for him just so he has a memento for the night.
Nice. That's fantastic.
Excellent.
So feel free, if you want to plug the magazine. It's fine for you to do so. If you want to plug the magazine or not, it's up to you entirely. But because you do write-ups, not just photography, don't you? Is that correct?
Yeah, I do the occasional reviewing for like actual studio stuff. Like occasionally it comes up, but that's pretty rare. Like I'm sort of like, I step back because I'm not like you guys that have been seasoned at knowing what to actually talk about. So it's like even live gigs, when I'm reviewing live, I'm like, I struggle to think, am I just saying the same thing but for a different show each time? Like I can't really demonstrate what I'm actually trying to explain. So actually for the Lacuna Coil one, I'm like, when I reviewed that one, I'm like, I hope I'm getting it correct, because I will say things that I years ago, I only really knew Lacuna Coil through 2 songs. One of them, I can't remember the name of it per se, but the other one was Enjoy the Silence, the cover. And so, of course, everyone pretty much knew that one. And so it was only when I went to Good Things Festival in 22, I think it was, or maybe earlier than that, that Lacuna Coil were playing there. And my mate who was on the barrier the other night, he was also at Good Things, and he said, you've got to come with me and see Lacuna Coil. And so I did. And of course, that's how the trajectory changed. I've now become a fan of them because of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. It's funny. Just on that, before we launch into the review, I've got some more comments here, but is there a band that you've seen, either just as a fan or doing the photography work, that apart from Lacuna Coil, you've become just a diehard fan of after seeing live? Because sometimes that can really change how you feel about a band is seeing them live.
Oh, it's a very, as I said, because I've shot a lot of gigs, it's a very hard struggle to think of one. But I mean, for the most recent, because I was sort of, I tended, because I shot an email to this band, Dead Honey. I've never seen them play live. I didn't know what they were going to be like. And the fact that I took a chance to throw out an email, say, I'll photograph your first ever gig in Melbourne. I thought, I don't know what I'm expecting. And they just blew me away. Like even one of the support bands that night, I solely only photographed for Dead Honey that night. There were 2 other bands on, because it's mainly because I'm being a bit selfish in the regard that I don't want to have to edit all the other photos.
It's a lot of work.
One band I was there for, but there was a band. I don't know if I've got the right name, but it was Pepper LaFloyd. It was like this weird sort of like band. They
put them into the Discord
blew me away that night. Yeah, they actually blew me away that night, and so they actually shot me an email about a week ago saying, I've seen the Dead Honey photos. Is there any chance you photographed us? And I'm like, why did I photograph them? Because then I could have done that. And I said, look, next time you play a gig, shoot me an email, and I'll see if I'm actually available to actually come and photograph for you. No. So I do sort of network in that regard. Like a lot of people do different things. Like I know someone that's just gone like hammer and tongs straight from not doing any magazine work. He's just gone straight to photograph for a record label, pretty much. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was going to say, what you should probably do in the future is, maybe just a suggestion, is just take the photos, keep them on your hard drive, on your phone, on your camera. And then if you do get that call from because you don't have to edit them, they're just sitting there. But if you do have them, at least you'll have them. And say, by the way, I did take some photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the one thing with like I will plug now, the one thing that I do with Amplify, the one thing that they actually have compared to other magazines I know of in Melbourne and across Australia is we are told that we have to photograph from minute 1 to the end of the night, like or at least till the third song of the headliner. So and most other times I'll be like, what I saw, I think it was it wasn't at Lacuna Coil, it was at Transvision Vamp the other night. There were 2 photographers. One of them was there for the support, both of them were there for the headliner. And that's what happens. You'll find that photographers will just come out of like you think that you're on your own for that night. And then out of nowhere you get like 10 photographers that just come in just for the headliner only. So that's the other thing that is sort of, I find it's very, very hard now just trying to get money on in photography in general, but in music photography it's even worse because everyone is jumping on board the whole music photography now. So for me, doing it for 9 years, I'm as I said, I'm pulling back in the sense that I'm actually now going to try to photograph for bands that I see worthy, and like Dead Honey, another one years and years ago that I photographed through the magazine. I think I would have sent you a link on Discord or something way back. They were called Fifth Dawn. They're like a rock band from New South Wales. They've split. They're no longer around anymore.
I know, but that was good.
And that's the thing. Like I've seen Sam. She's posted occasionally, but she just has gone completely off social media. So she did say at one point on her socials that they were going to try and rework the music away from that person that they let go and try to recreate it. But that's just gone quiet. So they might be in the background doing it, but it's bands like that I just see the potential in. It just takes one thing to just make things go wrong.
I know, because they were great too. There's a lot of bands. There's a lot of bands left by the roadside, unfortunately, over the years that have fallen foul. That kind of stuff. And unfortunately,
another one that was back at the Hard Rock Show Extravaganza that I'm so sad that are no longer around is Darcy Fox.
Oh, cool! Yeah, wow, that's a bit. They were great. That night was fantastic with them too. They were on fire that night. That was awesome.
That's the thing. I could see the potential in them. I just tell they were going to be great. But I know that Nick's gone off and done his own thing now with is it Dead City Ruins or whatever it is? What band?
Maybe I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look it up now.
He's gone off and done other like I play guitar for some other band now, but so they obviously have gone off and done their own thing. But it was, such a shame. That was one of the bands I just thought they could make it big in this country.
Their songs were so good too. They were just as good live, but their songs, just the recorded stuff, the little of it we got was brilliant too. So definitely agree with that. I'm going to fire off some more comments here for a second because Michael, here we go. The Michaels are getting engaged with each other. Obvious question, Mike. Fave go-to lens for your camera. Here we go.
I've actually got 2. I've got the 2470 2.8, which is my go-to like on a constant basis. But depending on the venue, if it's like the Forum or something like that, I also have a big lens, which is the 7200. Nice. But I've also got one that hasn't come out much at all for music because it's mainly for wildlife. It's one it's off screen. My hands are off screen. It's that big. It's a 600mm lens.
Wow.
And at the sound desk can be able to photograph from that point. But it only can be used in daylight, that lens, because it's not a 2.8, which is the ones where they have like the really wide glass. Like you see at the football, they have the really wide glass on the ground, and they're ones that can do like photograph at nighttime. And so the lens that I've got is mainly for wildlife because it's a daytime lens. But if I wanted to, what's it called? Rochford Winery, when they used to have the festivals out there, I'd potentially take it there because I have had times when I've been told I have to photograph from the sound desk. So at that place, with a 7200, people are like this on stage. It's not worth it.
It's a big joint. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have other just a question, like do you have other have you met other photographers and stuff that you become friends with and stuff like that over the years?
Yeah, a whole lot of them. Like the 2 that were in the pit the other night at the Transvision Vamp gig, one of them, both of them I met. One of them I met through the magazine because we were jostling for a gig, and then we just got on like chatting about it through like the DM and all that. Yeah. And then eventually we would be in the pit together. He would be photographing for one magazine. I'm photographing for Amplify. The other one that I saw the other night, He was just someone that randomly just showed up in the pit one day, and we just caught on chatting. I just do that with a lot of photographers, and but then you get like, for me personally, then there's the awkwardness of the age that I am compared to the type of music that I photograph. A lot these days is metalcore.
Yeah,
a lot of those photographers are 20 years younger than me, so trying to talk to them, it's no point.
Yeah, because they grew up in a different world. It's hard to relate.
Yeah,
I've got a friend who does music photography as well. She's got a company. She goes by Dot Shots. I don't know if you've ever come across her. Dot Shots.
I think, was that the one that was in the pit the other night?
She might have been. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
actually, no. She was at. There was someone at the Transvision Vamp. There was actually a third photographer that she showed up during. When
she does a lot. I wouldn't be surprised. I met her husband. They're originally from New Zealand, and I met her husband. So I used to work for Woolies, right? And so one day I was a Woolies manager, and in comes a guy wearing a Rush T-shirt, and I'm like, fucking what the hell, right? I thought it was in the Twilight Zone because Rush is not really big out here. So I'm like, oh my God, you like Rush? Because I love Rush. And we got talking, and we just became friends. And then, eventually he invited me around to his place and stuff like that a few times. And I got to meet his family, his wife, and he edits all of her work. So she takes the photos and he edits it. Cool. And so she's got her own company called Dot Shots. And yeah, really, really cool. Nice, good people. But I thought, because if I know that she's out there and she's doing it, that I haven't spoken to them in a few years now. It's been a while because I no longer live in that part, and I'm no longer going to that Woolies. Obviously, I'm not manager there anymore. But so you lose contact with some people eventually, because of that. But so I thought, well, maybe there's a chance because you might recognize the name. So the
name does sound familiar. I mean. Yeah. As I said, like I come across so many photographers all the time that I don't know. Like there'll be, as I said, in the pit at Lacuna Coil the other night, the only photographer that I knew was the photographer for the support band. She's someone I regularly photograph beside a lot of the time because I photograph Future Static quite. I think I worked it out. Like I think it's like 10 times I've seen them in the space of only like 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
And because they've supported about 4 or 5 major artists alone in that 10. And so that's the thing. Like for someone like that, I expected some of the people that I regularly know to be at Lacuna Coil, but I'm like, what's going on here? Where is everyone? And then all of a sudden I see all these younger ones come in to photograph beside me. And I don't know any of these people. And I'm like, that's just unheard of. Because Lacuna Coil, I expected some of the ones I know regularly. I actually, there was a core group of us that used to shoot for York on Lilydale and a few other chains around here. And some of those ones that were in that group were people that I would expect to be at Lacuna Coil because they were just that sort of like same genre that they'd be into. But it was weird. It was just weird. It was like I got to the point where I'm like, I don't even know what to say to these people because I don't know them. I'm just going to focus on my photography and get out of the pit as soon as possible.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to jump in. Got some more comments. Helly's here going, horns up. So good to see you. Thanks for jumping in.
Thank you.
Vinny's, Vinny. A photographer's Royal Rumble. 10 photographers at the same gig piling on one another for supremacy.
I can see that.
Yeah. Hard-hitting question here from Vinny. Do you ever get backstage with your camera and see some X-rated stuff asking for a friend?
A friend,
Vinny,
a friend.
You're not asking for a friend, and we know it.
Could be Vinny, yeah.
The only time... This is where I'm sort of name dropping, but the only time I've ever shot backstage was the Butterfly Effect at the same venue I was just at the other night, the Northcote Theatre.
Cool.
That the backstage of that place is like you have to be a munchkin to walk around the backstage area because the actual staircases are less than 600. I think it's like I work in manufacturing, so I should know this. It's like 800 mil, I think, is the standard, and it's like about 400. It feels like those back staircases because the building is like over 100 years old or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's not built for people our height these days.
No, things have grown a lot larger.
I've almost hit my head a few times when I was walking down the stairs there.
Yeah, please don't. But try your best anyway. All right, final one from Vinny is gone. You need to start sabotaging other photographers' cameras, Michael. Spy versus spy stuff. There we go. All right. Well, we did get you in here because you mentioned Lacuna Coil a few times. So I'm going to hand over to you and just say, give us your thoughts on the show that night. How was it?
Oh, as I said, it was fantastic. I mean, the thing for me is that as a like kind of newcomer to Wakuna Call, even though I knew of a couple of songs, seeing them first in the festival setting, it was like you don't get the same vibe as you would in the concert because they've got that sort of like they've got to get on stage and then get off as soon as another band's ready to go. Whereas this one, of course, being the headliner, they were obviously sitting backstage waiting for Future Static to finish. And then they came out. When they came out, oh my God, it was just incredible. Like the vibe, even I think, I'm pretty sure she said, like, I think Christina said that it was like the vibe of the place, just the energy just built up. And she said that when they actually flew into Melbourne from Sydney that morning, they could just feel the energy straight away. But as soon as they entered the stage, the vibe of the energy just went like through the roof. That's awesome. And for someone that really didn't know the songs too well, I sort of had to. I flew in blind. Like I usually, as a reviewer, like taking the photography out for a second, but as a reviewer, I would usually look at the set list from the previous night to see whether I'm going to sort of gauge the same sort of songs. But being the fact that I didn't know a lot of Lacuna Coils without sort of like listening to them, so to speak, I just thought I'll fly in blind and just see what goes. And when there were certain songs that came out, I was like, they're playing a lot of Sleepless Empire, which is their newest album.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's really got me because I could go back and listen to the older stuff, but I'm more of as you would know, I'm more of a newer type of music these days and don't go back to the old stuff because I try to promote the newer bands coming up. And same with this new album of Lacuna Coil. I've been heavily listening to that lately. And so I knew straight away some of the songs. And there was one song that I'm going to butcher the name of this because it's Latin. It's In Nomine Patris, I think it's called. That was the one that I was really keen to hear. And it was about halfway through the set. And of course, I just like got goosebumps as soon as I heard it play. And that's the sort of thing. Like, that's what I need to see as a fan going to gigs. If I can get goosebumps going into a song, I know that night has been special because if I just go out of it thinking, why am I even here? Then I sort of think, have I wasted my money going to these things? But as a photographer, I also gain the actual aspect that a lot of people on the other side of the barrier don't get, and that's being right up in front of the bands. And so I was saying to one of my mates that did the VIP for Lacuna Coil the other night, I said, look, I'm so glad you went and did that, but I've got the VIP experience of being literally up close. I don't even have to pay for it. I just can literally be up close to the band, and that's just good enough for me. And it's the same with anything in life. If I see a celebrity on the street and I'm just happen to be standing beside them, I'm not going to go and say, oh, can I have an autograph and all that? I'll just say, like, it's a memory up here. They'll say that I've got the chance to see. And I'll just say this quickly. One of the people that I did randomly see in a concert, I don't know how he was there, but Ian Kenny from Carnival.
Oh, wow.
He was at COG in the was it 170 Russell Street.
Wow.
And that time, like I now understand with Inverses coming out now, I now understand what he was actually going through. He was going through a marriage breakup at the time. And that Inverses, I can see that in some of the lyrics. Whether it's related to that, I don't know, but I'm getting off track. But it's the sort of thing, like for me personally, going into gigs, I need to sort of have that experience where I can come out and know that I will have some memory of it. In the 1,000 odd gigs that I've photographed, there are some that are probably just easily forgotten about because, like, I may have requested it, but it doesn't necessarily mean I was into that music. I just sort of decided, you know what, I'm getting tired of the metal thing or the rock thing for the time being. I need something to challenge myself. And I'd go and photograph like a pop artist or something like that. And cool. There was one pop artist that actually blew me away that night. She was an artist called Vera Blue. She was on X Factor or something years and years ago. She went on Vera Blue's her actual stage name. And it was artists like that where I was just like flying blind thinking, I don't even know if I'm going to like this. At least I'll get to photograph and have a good night for it. But I came out absolutely blown away. And that's what Lacuna Coil did to me that night. I came out blown away thinking, I can't believe it's taken me this long to physically go and see the band or even in general just listen to them because I just got stuck on Enjoy the Silence and that other song, just rotating those for years that I never really would have got off that train, but it was only because of my mate that pulled me aside at Good Things has changed the whole trajectory of going to see Lacuna Coil the other.
Yeah.
That's
but no, and getting back to you, like going about the night, like obviously the other one that I'll focus on is the support band, because I've obviously have missed them. Future Static to me is someone that I believe has got the capability to blow up if they have the, because I actually had to look up online as I was doing the review just to try and gauge their history, because as I pointed out to you on Spotify, like sometimes the history is not there. So I was trying to find out the lead singer Amariah was always the lead singer. She apparently wasn't. She was someone else that was in early days of the band. They've been around since like 2016, I think it was.
Okay, wow.
And so there was someone else in the band at the time. Obviously, they didn't click in eventually, but with Amariah coming in, she's just taken the whole thing to another level. Like from the first I saw them 10 concerts ago of their concerts. She was like pretty much just standing at the microphone the whole time, really just wasn't moving around. The other night, she was just running around the stage, like actually interacting with the crowd and doing a thing where, I just realized my battery's about to die. Because this this laptop's getting on. The thing was that with Future Static, I've seen them just progress better and better and better.
Nice.
But so like if Jeff went and obviously was there for Lacuna Coil, whether you'd actually be enjoying Future Static is another thing, because I said to someone at the barrier when I was in there, it's a photograph for Future Static, I said to them, I said, I don't even know why Future Static's here. I thought that it just seemed like the wrong type of music to be there for. But when they started, that changed my whole perspective. I said they were the perfect band to support them.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing, watching a band progress as well, which is one of the few, like that's one of the privileges that you have when you're involved in the scene, so to speak. You get to see the growth and development, which I find to be personally fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I'm jealous. I'm just to say I'm jealous because I didn't get a chance to go. I was my leg was I've got a bad leg, and unfortunately I hurt my leg prior to the Dream Theater concert, but I didn't start feeling the pain until after, and just from all the walking around and stuff at the Dream Theater. So then when it came for Lacuna Coil, I'm like, I ended up giving the ticket to my buddy. I said, dude, I can't go. Do you want to go? And he's like, fuck yeah. So here you go. Free ticket. No one's going to say no to that, right?
No.
So I had no choice. But so I'm jealous. I unfortunately didn't get to go. So that's why I was so looking forward to your review. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I've also made a fully extensive review on Amplify as well, because I was there actually for photographing and reviewing. One of the stipulations with the I'll see how long I've got before this thing dies on me. It says like an hour and 27 minutes, but that's sometimes inaccurate.
It's all good.
But the thing was, with some PR, they'll stipulate you to get the photography pass, you must review. And the thing with Amplify, and this is going back to COVID days, which as I was saying to someone at work today, my actual full-time job, completely different to photography. I said, I really don't want to go back to talking about this, but like COVID's something I just want to live in the past. But the thing that happened with COVID for Amplify is we lost all our reviewers. They've all gone. There's only one that I think came back into it. But so the thing is, now we have to actually step up as photographers and do the dual duties, which in some regard for me personally is very tough, because of my day job. Means I usually have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to be at work by 8 o'clock. And so if I the night before, like Sunday night, to go and do Lacuna Coil, and then I had to be at work the next day, I was very quiet at work for about the first 3 hours, because I was not feeling it.
I think we all know the feeling, man.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing. Like as a photographer, I tend to, even if it's a band that I've really wanted to see, and I'll tend to just go and photograph the first 3 songs, then I'm out the door, because I try to get home so I can edit the photos. But there are some nights where you actually have to do that, because a band will request that the photos be up online 9 a.m. the next day, which as we call it, one of your former we call it people on Hard Rock Show, Dave will actually understand, is Måneskin. Måneskin was the one where I had to, as soon as I finished that, said bye to Dave as I was waving to him up the thing with him.
Wow.
I had to race home to get the photos done to get them back onto the magazine before the next morning.
Wow.
And then I had to go to work that day as well.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Getting a peek behind the curtain, folks, which is important to show your appreciation for the work that goes on behind the scenes, because what you see on the surface is usually like less than a tenth of what actually goes into things. And so you know that the work you do and the way you share it with us in Discord and coming in tonight has been fantastic. And I'm looking forward to more of this in future times if you're keen for it as well, but definitely for whatever you want to do then.
I'll definitely be, because I've been someone that's been, like, funny enough, talking about it being a photographer, I've been someone that's been behind the camera more than in front of it over years. Like I did this comedy skit thing with a couple of friends back years ago. We had one of those old VHS big cameras, like it was my dad's one. And something triggered in me at the time where I was too afraid to go in front of the camera after a while. I just wanted to be the director, so to speak. And so that just flowed through in time. I just ended up being the person behind the camera. So doing this is a step up. And what I'll say with the wildlife side of things, one of the things that I'm hoping to do in the coming months is I'm actually going to be doing documentaries. I'm actually going to be going out and actually filming stuff and actually editing them. But they won't, like one of the things I say to people, the difference with music photography to the reason why I'm jumping down the wildlife road is because music photography, you have to get the photos up the next day or in 48 hours. Wildlife photography or even videography, I could do it 6 months from now.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like I'm getting a step in front of the camera, but it's going to take a while before I put them up on YouTube, I think.
That's all right. That's all good, but it's all a journey, and that's part of the fun. And I was going to say before a few times now that when you do get around to getting close to sharing your calendar or whatever else, make sure you let us know. We'll do what we can to help and spruik it for you, man. So jump in. We'll do some stuff. We'll set something up to try and help you out in that regard as well. Because we can make anything, like if we can do anything at all, even just a little bit to help you get that a bit further along, then we'll do whatever we can for you. So that'll be our honor to do that for what you bring to the scene and the help you've been already. Joel, he says, I love your t-shirts, Michael.
It's actually from the Lacuna Coil gig.
Nice.
Because one of my mates that was there with me, he was actually my +1, because when you're a reviewer, you generally get a +1 ticket with you.
Yeah.
So one of my other mates came along with me, and he's a FIFO worker, so pretty much he's got money coming out of his ears on a day-to-day basis, that he was willing to actually buy me a shirt. And I said to him, look, I'll pay you back, man. And he goes, no, it's all on me, because you gave me the chance to come and see Lacuna Coil. So I pointed to the shirt. I said, that's the one I want. I didn't even look at the price because I was just too afraid to look at it. I said, that's the one I want. Just walked away. And as I went into the pit to photograph, I came back out and he gave the shirt to me. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the one that's right here, that's actually from last night. That's Transvision Vamp right there.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Right.
And then this one is Werewolves. So the guy from Shotgun Mistress. And one that's off camera is actually Shotgun Mistress. I tried to put them in but I realized they're in the wrong setting now. They're actually further over.
It's a bit weird to frame around yourself, mate. You get used to it eventually.
Shotgun Mistress either side.
Nice. They're a great band too. And Joel is corrected herself. When you jump in Discord, she'll go, cool, I accidentally said C instead of G. So just when you get into Discord, you'll see Jolie correcting herself there later on. So I'm going to scroll through some comments here. Northcote Theatre, Westgarth. No, Northcote is not the Westgarth, is it? No, Northcote Social is the venue entirely for Heli. Victoria has gone, when you get to Africa, which animal would you like to photograph the most from Victoria? There's a question for you, Michael.
Leopard. Leopard's the one that I'm really keen on.
Awesome.
They're like at Werribee Zoo at the moment, they've got a couple of cheetahs that have just come in. And the one thing that I was really keen to photograph was a previous cheetah that was there that died about, I think it was like 4 months ago now.
Oh, wow.
And being that leopards and cheetahs are on the same sort of level, leopards, I won't get the chance to see a cheetah over there. So the leopard was the next best thing. But and then there's, of course, the stock standard, the elephants and rhinos and that sort of stuff. But like I'm still trying to figure out which part of Africa I'm going to go with. Because there's a couple of people that I like, wildlife photographers that I follow that actually do tours over there.
Oh, cool.
And I'm giving away the we call it details too much because it's price I don't like. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
The minimum to do this is $16,000 as a photographer.
Yeah,
that's why I put the date for 2028.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next 3 years, I'm not actually going to be going to gigs. That's the reason. One of the reasons why I've cut down. It's all petrol and public transport money. I'm cutting them back as well as ticket costs. So the only ticket that I'm actually going to I'll say there's 2 bands that I said that I would only buy tickets for this year. One of them I didn't, for the life of me, think that they'd ever come out in recent time, and they literally just announced a tour the other day. They're a black metal band. I don't know if I may have put in Discord. The way you say it, the way I believe you say it is it's Gaerae is the name, but the way you actually physically say it, I think, is Gadia. It's not the D. It sounds like D, but it's like Gadia. It's like the way they sort of roll that word.
Yep.
So that's one band that I said that I'd pay a ticket if I had the chance, but I've decided, because there's another band I've heard rumors that they might be coming out at the end of the year, but I'm not sure if that's 100%, and that's The Warning, because on a Patreon only thing I'm giving away details because they do say don't say this outside of Patreon, but on Patreon the other night, a few weeks ago, their manager came on and did like a test live stream. And so people were throwing. I was at work at the time because it was like whatever it was time over in Mexico. So I was actually at work at the time when the stream happened. And so I watched it back, and one of the questions someone threw out was, when is there a chance that The Warning are going to come to Australia? And he said, we're hoping for maybe end of 2026.
Wow.
So,
okay.
That would be good to see. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be nice.
So, but if anything, the one thing that I know with The Warning, that with any band that would come out here, I should say, is that they would test the waters first before actually going and doing a full tour. So what I think potentially is Good Things. They might be trying to see if they can get on Good Things Festival. That would be a way to test it, because an artist that doesn't really get talked about on this too much, but has been mentioned on the odd occasion, is Poppy. I saw her in front of opening Good Things several years ago. Completely different to what she is now. Like she wasn't even full on metal at that time. She was like doing her like Japanese.
She's progressed,
stuff.
Different,
and so she's gone from that to only like a few weeks ago headlining in Melbourne. So it just takes that little bit of notice in Australia to say
bit of time, bit of
come out for a full time.
No,
absolutely
awesome. All right, now scroll through some comments. Cat's gone. I'm going to see Kenny Wayne Shepherd in April in Northcote. Something different. Great guitarist. There you go.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Expand your horizons, folks. Never do anything here. Vinny's gone. A fair question to ask the Theatre Trust community for another time. Won't do it tonight, but here's one I notice. What non-metal artist is your quote-unquote guilty pleasure? I hate the term guilty pleasure. If you enjoy it, it's not guilty, as long as no one's getting hurt. Someone completely far removed from the genre. We'll work into that one on Vinny.
I can tell you one right off the top of my head, but I won't say it because you want to save it for later. But I can give you one.
Okay, cool. Vinny's gone. Theatre Trust men for all seasons calendar to get us blokes on a good day. I don't know how many good days we've got left, Vinny. But anyway, there we go. Alrighty, is there anything else you want to say here, Michael, before we move along?
I'm actually literally just about to go out of battery, I think, on this thing. So I think it's a telling thing for me to maybe end it. I'll swap to the thing. If you're going to keep doing the stream, I'll just swap to my phone.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
We'll keep going.
Will you be doing?
I'm more than willing to join in like these at some point, even just discussing about music photography in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. We'd be happy to have you back again very soon, I reckon. So we'll keep the communication lines open on that front. Is there anything else you wanted to say there, Jeff? Or
I was just going to say, because I was going to go, but I'm not. But I got a ticket, and my buddy had to pull out, so he can't go. And like once again, I'm not going to go by myself. But I got a ticket to see Battle Beast on the 13th of March. But it doesn't look like I'm going to end up going unless something happens that changes. Like I said, I've got a spare ticket. I'm just going to have to try to either sell or do something. I don't know. We'll work out something. But I'd love to go, but it's at Max Watts, and it's in the city again. And like I said, Northcote's fine. I don't mind going there, but driving into the city is get fucked. doing it with Dream Theater, that was long enough. But I reckon
yeah.
that drive, just getting into the city, was what started. My leg was already sore, and then the drive and stuff like that. Yeah, so
it's a grind.
Oh well, it is what it is.
Before I jump off the stream, the one band that there's no official thing yet that I'm actually going to be doing this at all, but in a few weeks' time, or it's about a month from now, Garish and the Chronicles.
Yeah,
that's the next band I'm potentially going to be at.
Yeah,
but the thing is that, as I said, with the whole Africa thing, I haven't actually bought a ticket to it, so I'm chancing that I may not be able to even make it at all.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's tough, but I've decided to make that decision that I'm just going to miss out on it.
To be honest, all the power in the world to you, and whatever we can do to help you move that along, then we're happy to do it, mate. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Yeah, really appreciate you jumping in. Vinny's gone. Great to see you on camera. Very well spoken. So there we go. And my other Michael has gone. Thanks, Mike. Good job. So there we go. We will get you back again. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that one. But yeah, before your computer dies there, just want to say thank you. Kat's gone. I'm going to Garish. So there we go. That's one.
I think he may have died. It's frozen.
It's frozen. All right, cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Michael.
And Jolie's gone. Great with your updates live on screen, Michael. Thanks for that. All good. I think it has frozen. What did you say, babe? You loved it. There we go. Jody loved it as well. Sorry, I couldn't hear you over talking to myself. So, that's how it works. And Michael's gone in the comments. Sorry, just crashed.
Yeah.
There we go. So I might just, do the thing here. Unfortunately, there's no glamorous way to do this. Oh, okay. It's out now. I was going to kick him, but he's gone. Thanks. It was good to chat. We appreciate you having jumped in, man. That was a good, fun chat. I'll clip that and use it, but this was a good time. We're going to do more of that this year, folks. So keep your eyes peeled as we go along for things here. But Jeff, you and I have got more work to do before we get out of here tonight. So
we do have more work.
Into it. All right, let's get started on the best of both worlds. So thank you for that, Michael. Again, it was great to have you. We'll get you back in again. And AJ's gone, yes, Vera Blue is the shit, it looks like. So that's awesome. It's called, just quickly before we do, exploring other things is a good thing. I think it's great to explore and expand your horizons. Absolutely do it. And Vinny, your question notice, we will get back to that at some stage later on. But anyway, time for the best of both worlds. We have renamed this segment from what it was in previous times. Time to move on to a new fresh start here. Best of both worlds is where we go through what was in the top of the Hot Rocks and Tastemakers sort of stuff, or Hot Rocks mostly, playlist that we do every week, and pick one, or the top ranked international and the top ranked Australian. This week we're going to do 3 songs, not 2 though. Why? Because we can, and there was a tie, so why not? So coming in at number 10 this week, in its second week in a row, was Black Label Society with Name in Blood. Coming in number 9 this week was Wicked Smile Back to Back We Stand. Second week again. Number 8 was The Strip with If You Want Me, which I think was number 1 last time around. So that's in its second week now. It's scrolled down, but here we go. The new songs, first new song this week was number 7, Sisters Doll with Good Day to Be Alive. Number 2. Number 6 is Black Rain Dreams for its second week in a row as well. We are only a few weeks into the year as we go along, so there's going to be a few things. So we'll see how many of these last into a third week in the next cycle. Top 5 are all brand new. So number 5 was Jalusi with Jaws of Life. That is a really interesting song and heavier than I expected, so well worth your time, folks. Number 4, Carnival with Animation, which brings us to 3, 2, 1, which are the songs we're going to cover off. We'll rattle them off here and then we'll get into it. Riff Raiders, Welcome to Mars, came in at number 3 this time around. Number 2 was Hands Like Houses with their cover of the Chris Isaak song Wicked Game. And number 1 was international artist Sevendust with Is This the Real You? Those were the songs that made the top of the list this week around. Tristan, I see your comment. We'll get to that in a second. Just going to keep things moving along through this segment of the show. We'll go back to the comments as we move through here. So let's get down here. Let's start off at number 3 this time around, which is Riff Raiders, Welcome to Mars. There is a link in the description box and for those watching live in the comments here as well. This is the lead single and title track from the Melbourne band's upcoming long-awaited 3rd studio album. This is the title track from that. It's due in May 2026. Welcome to Mars sees the band return with a revamped lineup and a desire to make 2026 their biggest year yet. About the title track, the band have this quote-unquote to say, this song is a message to Earthlings from Mars. We can see your planet's dying. There isn't much time left for you, but only some of you are trying, so planet Mars is here for you. We have a long and storied history with Riff Raiders on the Hard Rock Show here. This is a band that it's pretty safe to say we're happy made it to. The reason why we're doing 3 songs is because there were 2 Aussie bands that had the same number of votes in second and third. So we thought, fuck it, let's do both. So I'm happy they got quote unquote equal second, but it was third on play count, which is how we had the tiebreaker. Time to see how we went with this fantastic band's latest offering. Jeff, do you have any thoughts on this one, or would you prefer me to go first and you follow on?
Well, I would just say you can do what you want, but I would just say that I was pleasantly surprised. He can do it if he wants. It's his show. But I was pleasantly surprised by this music. Yes, obviously we've done them in the past and stuff like that. And they're a good band. They are sort of I guess no nonsense. There's no bullshit, no pretense. It's just bang, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was well done. There's quite a bit of energy here, and just a really good vibe. I like the sound. The playing, of course, is excellent. What can I say? I can't really say anything bad about the fucking thing. It was just a great song, and so I was happy to throw my 2 cents. So that's really not much, but yeah, I'm gonna give it 8 shots because I enjoyed it a lot. So over to you, my friend.
Yeah, no, that's all good. This for me was really it's a really fine return from the band. Excuse me, my throat's just going to crap on me. This song for me was really just riff-tastic and groove driven, and it's up tempo, has a great feel, great vibe about it. This band, for me as a fan, let alone what the show is, always put a smile on my face, and this song is no exception to that sort of rule for me with them. Starts off really setting the tone with that little sort of like radio comms kind of thing there. It feels like, and it would be a great album opener with the way this thing sort of starts off with that radio chatter for the space kind of thing, and then it sort of launches into the song. I thought that'd be a really cool way to open it up because it's the title track as well. So it just sort of ties in. So guys, let me know if I'm right on that guess. But anyway, this sounds great. Matt at Color Sound, who we also know from Cicada Stone, has done a great job of mixing this stuff. The video is cool as well. Well done on locking down the ABC set for this one. The lyrics are damn good on this one. There's a great hook in the chorus too. The vocals from Jenny, as always, are fantastic and deliver the song perfectly. There's also a really cool and clever gear change that lands. There's a bit more punch in this song when you think about it, because both musically and lyrically, there's a bit of a point moment in this one too, which sort of that landed really nicely for me. There's a little bit of a message there. The new lineup, from what I can see on this video, our first taste, has really clicked. They look and sound like they're having fun, which is important because that's what sucks you into a song like this. It's got to feel fun, and this is just really infectious in that regard. There's nothing overly complicated, like you said, Jeff, but it's a solid hard rock song with a couple of little twists along the way, but the execution is bang on, exactly what you want it to be. This is one of those songs where the more you spin it, the more you want to hear it, if that makes sense. And it grabs you from the first listen, don't get me wrong, but it just keeps tightening its grip on you as you spin it over and over again. I love the layering. There's little vocal touches on this one that are really cool. There's a few little subtle things to unpack in this one, which you start to explore as you listen to this song on repeat, even though it's a more direct sort of a song. There's a bit of a sharp wit in this, which is really makes this sort of stand out while not losing the fun and energy, which again is a fine line to walk, but they've done it well. I'm a fan already of this band, but I'm really can't wait for the album on the basis of this track alone. Bring on more, and I'm hoping that this cycle is a smooth one for the band and everything goes well in 2026 for them. I cannot wait to hear the album, and if you get a chance to see them live, please do so because they're fantastic. I'm giving it 8 shots for now, but it feels like that'll grow over the duration of the year, just the way the song's already sort of grown on me more ever since the first listen. So I'm keen to hear this in the context of the album. For now, it's 8 shots, but I reckon that could grow as the time of things moves on. So there we go on that one. What we got here? Tristan says, are you guys too young to remember Cyclone Tracy, another Melbourne metal and hard rock? If you'd have tuned in last week, Tristan, Cyclone Tracy would be a bit of a callback because we had his other, the Steve Janetsky's band, Wicked Smile, was the focus of things last week there. So that's a bit of a throwback to Cyclone Tracy for you, Tristan. Michael said, it's from the 90s. Yeah, it's gone back a bit, but yeah, he's still.
I wish I was too young.
Yeah, well, don't we all? Anyway, Michael said, I actually planned to wear my Riff Raiders t-shirt tonight, but thought most appropriate to wear the shirt of the band and went to see and talk about that tonight. Absolutely fitting, and you can do it next time, mate. Other Michael has gone, Riff Raiders always solid, but Welcome to Mars started out a great track, but grows on me and grows on me. Love it. Would have gone 8 shots, but I'm going 9. See, it's the same thing that I said. It's that same feeling, which it's cool to see. Ula has gone late again, but a belated happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday. In a couple of hours, it will be, yes. We'll see what happens, but
he's way ahead.
Ula. And by the way, your request in Discord did make it into TV. So at the end of the month, check it out on TV for those that are playing along in the Discord and Patreon side of things as well. All right, that's one song down. 2 more to go before we get on to the feature artist of tonight. And this is Hands Like Houses with a different version of the classic song Wicked Game. This is different. This is the and Jolie said 9 shots for me. Love the lyric and the riffs as well. That's for back to Riff Raiders there for Jolie on Discord. Thank you for sharing that one with us before we dive into this one. But Hands Like Houses is up next. Wicked Game is the song. This is a standalone single, though they've just released a new single today as we film or go live here. This was released very, very late 2025 and is in fact a cover of the famous Chris Isaak song. This band out of Canberra have turned our attention, or basically grabbed it over the last 12 months or so, because we've done a few bits and pieces on this band and really got our attention. This week it was equal second again, just like Riff Raiders. We split things out on play count, which made this one the top Aussie song via that method. But this is a band that, like I said, got a lot of our attention last year. So I'm curious to see how this one landed. Jeff, you and I have different approaches when it comes to how we value our covers. But how did you go with this one?
Yeah, look, well, first of all, covers, I've always judged covers by how well it takes me and reminds me of the original. Now, I understand that sometimes a band will like to inject themselves into a cover, but sometimes, and I don't mind it, but sometimes I've listened to some covers and I'm like, that's a cover because it sounds like a completely new song to me. What the fuck? You know, you're just naming it that so you get the popularity, you know, and I don't agree with that. However, they did a really, really tasteful job of Wicked Game. I love Chris Isaak. I think his that song is just an amazing song. Yeah, it's so atmospheric in a sense. It's got like this longing. It just drips with ache.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And that's and they've done that. They've been able to capture that. Yeah. And so, you know, they didn't steer far from the actual core of the song, which is nice. I enjoyed this. I thought they did a really good job. First of all, Hands Like Houses. When I first heard them, because it was through this show, obviously
last year, I think. Yeah, that's
right. And I went back and listened to a few albums from them. They are really fucking good band.
They're good.
Really good band. I mean, crazy name for a band, but you don't mistake it. You're not going to go, I can't find them on any social because it's like all these other bands called Hands Like Houses. No, you know, you got to find them. Bang. Maybe that was the intention. I don't know. But really good. And this is a really good cover. I thought it was well done. You know, they've injected themselves a little bit into it, but they haven't changed the core of it. And that's what I don't like when a band does. I think there's a certain difference between, you know, doing like an homage to a band and covering a band. I think an homage opens it up into like your own interpretation and stuff like that. And that's fine if that's where you want to go. But if you want to do a cover, you know, it should at least sound like the original, in my opinion. Just your version of it. They've done it. I love this. Did a really good job. So 8 shots once again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. The different side of the coin is for me, I love when a band just interjects themselves into a cover song, because I know the original. I want to hear what you can do with the premise of that song. So you and I have had that debate to death. We don't even litigate it now. But just so you know that I'm on the other side of the coin. I like a band when they stick their own little claws into a song. And Hands Like Houses have done it, but Jeff, you're absolutely correct. They've done it exceptionally tastefully on this one. This one started out really faithful to the original. It sounds different because it's modern production, the different genre, quote unquote, but the feel, the vibe, that intrinsic essence of what the song is all about was present from the go. Like it was great. But right from the start, the extra space on this one really made this land a bit different. Out of the top 3 songs, this is probably the most hang on. There's a bit of an attention grabbing moment on this one here. The gear change after that little the somber opening of the whole song really does just take this thing to a whole new level as far as I was concerned. After that, when they kick into this, like, it starts off just really atmospheric and really true to the original, but when they get this gear change that makes this thing chunky and powerful, but it didn't lose any of the emotive depth and melody that is so key to this song working. If anything, the slight moments of more aggression really do make this land even better, as far as I'm concerned. It's that whole thing where they took this song and really made it their own. This ends up just thumping its way into you. It stayed really faithful, but then gave the song a genuine new life. I love the original song. It's a great song. But what they did here is a different gear on it. The video does the same thing. I love how the video starts out sort of diffused, and then as the video comes into focus, the song changes gear into the. No, it's a really cool. The way they change the story of the video that goes along with the song is really well put together. Nothing spectacular, but it's like it starts off diffused, and then as they launch into their own sound and style of the song, the video sharpens and focus. Yeah, it's really cool how they did that. It was very clever. This has, for me, really hit that the perfect crescendo moment on this one, and opens and closes with just the right sort of softer touches as well. They really built this song nicely. And you had to, because this song is already iconic, and probably one you wouldn't think work with an almost sort of gent touch, because that's where it sort of leans into this almost gent world. But they've done this exceptionally well. This is a great cover. You know exactly what this is, but they've also made it their own. They've done the two things that I love in covers exceptionally. They've paid tribute, but also added their own flavor to things, and damn well done. I'm giving this 9 shots, man. I fucking loved it. Nice. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, really great song, and one that I thought, wow, you heard it and you go, hang on, that's bold. And then they just really kicked it into gear, which I thought was just brilliant. So well done to everyone involved. That was a great cover as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Quick comments here. Ula's gone mad. Late to the live stream, earlier to Friday. Just following off from the previous comments there.
It's all good.
It's all right. It's all right. We were late tonight ourselves, so it's okay. Michael's gone, who was here before. Apart from Chris Isaac original, I can never go past him's version of Wicked Game. I'll need to listen to the Hands Like Houses version more. Please do, and let us know what you think. Vinny has gone, Hands Like Houses is so good. By the way, I'm all in on Black Rain. They're starting to listen to more hits than Prince Andrew's search history.
Oh wow. God. That's nice, Vinny. I like that.
Well done, Vinny.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, that was good. I can't wait to get you on the fucking show, man. That's gonna be a wild night when we do that.
Come on, buddy. Get on here. Yes.
Alrighty. And then there was one more song before we hit the main event of the night. And this is Sevendust with Is This the Real You? This is a lead single from the American band's upcoming 15th studio album, if you don't mind.
Wow.
Which is called One. Yeah, the 15th album. It's called One. It's due on May the 1st, 2026. Michael, who was here on tonight, put this one forward. It was his song recommendation. And this was the clear winner this week. We've not spent a lot of time on Sevendust on the show. I'm personally a fan, but it is one of those things. But for now, because it was the number one song this week, Jeff, you and I are going to dive into it. So how'd you go with it?
I liked it a lot. It was I'm one of these bands that, like, obviously I've been aware of in the periphery of my, of my genres that I listen to a lot. I've been aware of them for years and years and years, but I've never really focused on them. If I hear a song from time to time, so be it. I don't go out of my way to listen to albums, much to my shame, I guess, because I think for me, while I love to listen to new music, I am so obsessed with music that I end up listening to the same music over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So getting in new music is obviously, sometimes it's a hard ask when I'm in the mood for something that I know it's a something this is going to give me, and I know how this is going to make me feel. So listen to something. So this band has been one of those bands that I've been aware of for many, many years. But never really focused on it. I liked this song. I thought this song was very well done. They're not breaking any new ground here. It's what they do. From what I'm aware of, their music is. Like I said, I'm no expert on the band, but I from what I've heard, this sort of sounds like it just come from that catalog. They're not trying to reinvent themselves or anything like that. So I enjoyed this a lot. For what it is, the production was good. The guitars are good. The vocals, the harmonies and stuff that they get going with it. So I'm gonna give it 7 shots.
Cool.
Just because like I said, it's not really my go-to genre, but maybe I need to change that. I don't know. What we can do is listen to more. Listen to more.
Well, that's it. They got an album coming out, so maybe we'll see how we go. But
I'll do the review on that for sure.
Yeah, but Sevendust are a band that what you've got on this song here is pretty indicative of what you've got across their career. If anything, they're not. This one's a bit less heavy than previous iterations of what they've done. But that said, this is the first single from the album, so I'm not expecting it to be the hard-hitting song on the album with single number 1. I thought, like, in terms of just quickly on the video, Jeff, if you haven't watched the video, you got to watch the video because it's really clever. It's really, really clever. Okay. And the video itself tells a story that goes along with this song so well. Like between the song and the way the video is executed, that was just like, okay, that alone got my attention in a very, very big way. That was very clever. Yeah, it's really well done. Like it's one of those ones where that whole thing where they zoom in on one focus and then that keeps being the window to the next pane kind of thing. It's a bit of a weird one, but you'll see it when you watch it. It's a really cool video, really well done. But I thought in terms of, lead singles, I thought this was fantastic for me personally. It really gets your attention. Beyond that, this is, like I said before, pure Sevendust. It's riff driven, but also incredibly melodic and loaded with depth and meaning. And Lejeune Witherspoon as a vocalist is fantastic, and he just does a great job with this. His sound and style is very well presented here and is very indicative of what the band sounds like with him as a frontman. But he can get harder and more aggressive than what this is as well. Beyond that, this is heavy riff-driven, melodic, loaded with meaning, like I said before, but always the lyrics and the melody are fantastic. There's a great hook in this one too. This one is one that sort of stays with you after the song rings out. This has some real sort of points in the riff and the double kicking drums that on the flip side, there's also really wonderful harmony. So there's this really sort of hard edge. There's a lot of double kick going on, but then there's this really wonderful use of harmony that I thought was really great. There's sort of this whole top and bottom sort of facet on the Beauty and the Beast. There's also the clean and the harmony, like I was saying, but also there's growling in this one too. Not much, but there's a little bit of growl in this one. So there's a lot to digest when it comes to this one. It sort of is a really good, if you've not heard Sevendust before, it's actually a really good introduction because it's safe enough to get into comfortably. It's a good gateway kind of thing. And not that anything goes too extreme one way or the other with Sevendust, but they can get a lot heavier than this one. And so it's sort of like, okay, cool. It gives you a taste of what can come in other songs, which I'm really curious about the whole album overall. There's a good little change up in this one. The solo moment is really cool. And again, this fits all in all what the band does exceptional. If you're a fan, this will make you enjoy it. If you're not a fan, this is a great example of what the band do. All in all, though, as always, melody, weight, and meaning win the day with this band, and this is a cracking way to kick off a new album cycle as far as I'm concerned. I'm giving this one 8 shots for me personally. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Not the hardest punching song from these guys, but at the same time, it's, like I said, a great lead-off single for a new cycle, and their 15th album is...
That's crazy.
Well done. So, credit all around for just even getting that far into your game there as well. Comments albums here to get through. So, yeah, 15. Jolly was laughing
every 2 years. It's like 30 years.
Yeah, that's
obviously it hasn't been every can't be every 2 years.
No, they've been around for a while. My sister introduced me to Sevendust with Angel's song on the Tribute to Lynn Strait album back a long time ago, for those that are paying attention to the niche side of things there. But anyway, Jolie said the Sevendust video was awesome. 9 shots from Jolie on this one, which is cool. Let's get some comments online too. Victoria said, Wicked Game is one of the best songs in history. I agree with Michael, as I'm a huge him fan as well. So there we go. There's some love for it. Michael says, Lejeune from Sevendust is apparently a really nice guy away from the music itself. I photographed Sevendust several years ago when they played the Forum Theatre. They were incredible live. I haven't seen them, and they're one of the few bands I haven't seen. He'll post the gallery in Discord, which I saw that link come through. So if you're not in that Discord, get in there. Other Michael said Sevendust 9 shots, great design. And Vinny said, Sevendust is a bloody ripping song. Great nomination against the caliber of artists in the top 10 this week. There was a lot of good songs on that list. And Michael said, my favorite song of all time is Sevendust, Angel's Son. There we go. Angel's Son, that version on the Tribute to Lynn Strait is just fucking
I'm not even sure if I know it, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, man. There's 2 versions of it. I'll send you the right one because
send me the right one then.
Yeah, because it's just, my goodness. And if you know the context of what it's all about, the emotional weight of it is just fucking pounding. I've never forgotten it, and I can hear that song in my head the second I think of it. It's one of those
definitely.
ones
Now you got me curious. So send me and tell me what the
I'll
fuck
send
it's
you.
about. So I
Yeah,
know.
no, it's I'll fill you in, man. I will definitely fill you in. It's one of those moments in time. It's in the whole new metal thing, but yeah, there was some
I don't
that
care
whole
about
community
that.
when it was
Yeah.
no, but it's not a new metal song. It's a ballad, but when it in the context of history, that's where it sort of fits in, and it was that whole era when Family Values was a thing and all that kind of stuff as well. But anyway, we ramble as we are wont to do because we can. But anyway, it's our show. We'll do what we want. All right. So, but that said, we do keep moving because we do try to not make these ones drag. And we're going to get on to the feature artist of the night. YouTube rejected a comment before, so I'm going to change tack here and just go, you know what? If you want to find a link to a song, check out the description because they're all there. So the feature artist for tonight is Avalanche. This is a band we have played on the show before, so hopefully for those long-time followers and viewers, you'll know who we're talking about. If not, you're in for a treat. This is Avalanche with Armed to the Teeth, 12 tracks, 40 minutes, the debut album from the Sydney band, released February 2026 independently, produced by ARIA-winning producer Steve James. A handful of singles from this have been released, including On the Bags Again and Bottle of Sin, which we had the distinct pleasure of playing on the live streams in the past. Safe to say, this has been a long time coming if you follow the history of this band. And the rest of 2026 is looking exceedingly bright and exceptionally busy for these guys and girls. So let's not wait any longer. Let's dive in. Jeff, how did you go with Avalanche?
Okay, so Avalanche, obviously the album is Armed to the Teeth. It's 12 songs, just a smidge over 40 minutes.
Yep.
So not quite 41, but somewhere in there. Yep. So let me just come right out and say that Avalanche is a fantastic band at what they do. Excellent musicians, brilliant playing. I would say it's excellent pub rock almost.
Yeah.
Okay. And look, they aren't going to win any awards for originality. That's fine. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't trying to reinvent the wheel, but nor should they have to, because what they do extremely well. And so then what I say next, it's a shame for me that when I close my eyes to listen to them, to me, they kind of sound like any other number of bands, pub rock bands out there that are competing for that space.
Okay.
Now I say it's a shame because it's clear to me that these guys are really good at what they do. And when I first heard the song Down for the Count, the music took me back to another great Aussie rock band from the past. The original Bad Boys of Rock, Rose Tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
This song is very reminiscent of Nice Boys Don't Play Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
If you can listen to that song, absolutely Down for the Count is very reminiscent of that.
Yep.
I can hear it. So look, there's other tunes on this album that bear the same comparison. You can hear AC/DC, you can hear the Angels, Airborne, even newer bands like the Southern River Band are heard here.
You know what? Those two bands playing together would be a fucking great night. But anyway.
Absolutely. So that's exactly right. So look, this is not a bad thing. Anything that I'm saying is not a bad thing. It's grooving, it's moving. This is the kind of music that makes you want to knock back a 6-pack while listening to good tunes with your mates on a summer evening while having a barbecue by the pool. This is it, right? And so, look, I just wish there was something here that set them apart from all the other bands that are sort of doing that same sort of thing. But the quality of the music heard here is superb. The production is all top notch. All up, I would say it's a little bit generic in some ways for my tastes. Unless I'm willing to hang out with the lads and murder a 6-pack. But that's unlikely since I don't drink anymore. But I still love a good barbecue and good music. So there's a chance.
Bad.
Absolutely. So look, having said all that, you still can't fault the band for what the music that they presented here. On the Bags Again, Down for the Count, Open to Retaliation, which is great. And Bottle of Sin were my personal standouts.
Yep.
So for all the so-called criticism that may sound like I'm leveling here, it's not. I want it to be very, very clear that Avalanche is a fantastic band. I just kind of wish they had that X factor or something that makes them stand apart. That a lot of other bands may seem to have. So, but I'm still going to afford them 8 shots. I'm only taking away 2, deducting 2 from a perfect score. One is for that lack of originality, or what I like to call is there's something lacking where there's nothing to make them stand out factor, I think. And that sounds like a kick. It's not a kick.
It's very well
I just
done.
think that it's, they've got that, it's pub rock, right? And so you kind of, what you're going to get. Whereas sometimes we've had pub rock bands in the past that, they play and you go, what they just do? And they, it's that sort of thing. Avalanche, as in my opinion, from what I've heard, that maybe I'm missing it. So if anyone knows a song out there that I need to hear from these guys, please let me know. Let us know in the comments, whatever. Tell me I'm fucking crazy, whatever. But I'm still giving these guys 8 shots. It's great. It's a good album. It's a great band. So have at it. It's my review.
No, that's all good. We'll get to comments in a second. There's a few coming through on this one, which is good to see. But look, it's what you said, Jeff, is exactly right. If you want a good old slab of Aussie hard rock, then look no further than this. This is tried and true, and dare I say, true blue. This is riff-driven, energetic, absolutely pulls, no punches, and this has the bite you want from this style. Now, Jeff, I did get the X factor because my point of view on this one is that it bridges the generation gap. This is one that pays homage to the old school and brings the newer people along for the ride. I think this is a great generational building, bridge building.
That's good, yeah.
For me, I got that X factor, so I'll go through my review, but you'll see what I'm talking about as we go through here. I do think they are a generation bridging band that I think is really important and niche and will fill a great spot in years to come. But anyway, this is riff-driven, energetic, absolutely pulls a punch. Like I said, there's nothing complicated here, but it is a damn good time. And honestly, a lot of the time, that's exactly what you fucking want.
Absolutely.
There's absolutely no shame in those influences. Jeff, I picked up on all the same things you were talking about. They wear them loud and proud. This album harkens back to early AC/DC mostly for mine, but there's also like that, especially in the lead guitar work and the tones on this one as well.
Yeah.
But now, while the comparisons are undeniable, this is more than quote unquote just another AC/DC clone. There's more depth to this than that. You can hear bits of other Aussie greats. It's funny, you and I have listed the same bands here. Rose Tattoo, The Angels, Airborne. That whole lineage is present, accounted for, and worn proudly here on this one. This feels like a melting pot of everything that's come before. And then, like all roads have led to this point, is where this album sort of kicks off into. That's why I said it's that generation gap. It's a bridge builder. If you miss bands that lived and breathed this life, this scratches, that itch, and more. The lyrics hit, the mix is spot on, and the overall attack is an all-out assault in the best way possible. The rhythm section is absolutely bang on. Now, when they lean into the groove, this band, it just carries you away. Good luck listening to this one and not at least tapping along. There is something about this you just simply cannot deny. You will be tapping along to this at the very least very quickly. Just check out the title track if you don't want to believe me. Just check out that one alone. If you like that, you're going to love the rest of this album. That's your standard bearer right there. The solos deserve serious credit, though, on this one. For this style, they're some of the best I've heard. There's such a fine line between sort of flattery and flat-out imitation. They have walked it beautifully on this one. Credit to the band. Angus from AC/DC can rest assured that whenever he decides to finally hang up the axe, which who knows when that's going to be, there are players here more than capable of carrying the torch forward for generations to come. And honestly, they're already doing it, and 2 is better than 1 as far as I'm concerned when it comes to. But don't underestimate the vocals on this one either. Those little jabs from the backing vocals too, they hit hard. They add texture and punch in all the right places on this one. And while the lead work and the energy of the things sort of will grab you first, the drums and the bass are the unsung heroes in some respects here. The foundation is rock solid. Without it, this wouldn't nearly hit as hard as it does. The album is also just flat out fucking fun. Tracks like Dad, I Joined a Rock and Roll Band are top shelf in that regard. This is a party in an album. Again, it's not complicated, but it doesn't need to be. There's enough flash here to separate from the pack as far as I'm concerned. The lead work is that flash factor you're looking for. That's what makes it stand out for me. This feels like the complete package. Plenty have tried to, sort of revive this style. Few have done it as well as Avalanche have here. You can absolutely see this outfit carrying the flag for blazing Aussie hard rock for years and years to come. They use tempo and space incredibly well. Everything feels like honed and refined. You can tell time was taken to get this right. Because of that, the album breathes and it absolutely flies by to listen to. It's easy to repeat. More importantly than that, though, it's fun to repeat. There's also some clever, witty nods to, like, musically and lyrically here to the past that anchor it into tradition without sort of making it feel dated at the same time. Pulling that off without coming off as heavy-handed or passé or whatever you want to term it is a real credit to what these guys have accomplished here. I would love to see this live. Love to. This would be a chaos in the best way possible. The energy just oozes out of the speakers and just drags you back in for another spin. This is one of those albums where the more time I spend with it, the better it gets as far as I'm concerned. This is your bangers and mash. This is your steak and veg. This is your parma and chips. This is exactly what you want. It absolutely delivers. 9 shots for mine. Nice. Arm to the teeth. Data Joint a Rock and Roll Band. Bottle of Sin are my 3 tracks on this one. But fuck, there's a lot of good songs here across the board, and this did not disappoint me at all. And I thought, that lead work from Veronica is fucking A1. So she has stolen the show in some respects on this album as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good.
Jolie said Avalanche 8 shots for me as well, but I love listening to them too. So there we go. Comments here is Vinny's gone, can someone put that version of Angel Song in Discord, please? I'm curious. Guess what? Vinny, Michael, has you covered. So there we go. Michael has already done it. He put both links in there. So Cat's curious, check it out. So a lot of chatter about Sevendust, which we've gone and moved on. He's ended up posting both versions for those who haven't listened to it at all before. So there you go, Jeff. You're able to track back through it and find it there.
I will do so. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Vinny's first comment on Angel Sun is, wow, Angel Sun, such an intimate song, beautiful build up all the way through. Going to have to dive into Sevendust from here. It's not the most indicative song of their career, but it's special, and I'm glad you picked up on that on your first spin there, Vinny. It's one of those songs where it's like, wow. And look into the history of that album. It's an album. It comes from an album. It's involved in an album called Straight Up, which is a tribute to Lynn Straight, who was from Snot, who passed away after being hit by a car. And it was one of those things where the whole metal community at that time got together and rallied around it. And this whole album is just a tribute to him and his work.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't know if anyone knows a little bit more, if they want to add in the Discord or whatever, so that when I read, I have some context. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a really powerful album. There's tracks from Incubus and System of a Down and all guest appearances across the board and that. And it's funny that Snot have actually continued on after a long break. They continued on with a new vocalist, and it's good to see them sort of carrying on the torch because they were a very cool band and they really were at the height of their powers when tragedy struck, which it often can do. But anyway, that's us. We're done, Jeff. We've done another show.
I wanted to bring up something. This is a can of worms. Okay. Now, I watched, this is completely different. I just wanted to, and this will get people talking between now and next week. Maybe we can incorporate this, okay?
Yep.
Is that I just watched a thing tonight, and it's been confirmed that there's apparently 3 albums worth of material that has been worked on by Alex Van Halen of all stuff that Eddie wrote. These were songs that were already recorded. Now, the question is, everyone was asking, he wants a new vocalist. He doesn't want Dave. He doesn't want Sammy. There's obviously bad blood there. So the question is on everyone's lips, who is he going to get? He approached Paul Rogers from Bad Company. Paul Rogers declined it because of bad health.
Yeah.
Obviously. So that's kind of what he's thinking. So everyone is like, well, who the fuck are you going to get to sing these songs? Because it's got to be done well. So he's already got Steve Lukather, who is brought in. Steve Lukather has said that I'm not going to play a single note of guitar on this album, but I will produce it because him and Eddie were close as fuck. Yeah. And so he said, I will produce it anyway. And I will, and I will arrange it the way Eddie would have wanted it arranged. Yep. But I'm not going to play any music on it. But that's a fucking huge pedigree. So the question is, who would you guys want as a vocalist? This is fucking amazing because we may get this in 2026 if everything goes according to plan.
Shit.
3 albums worth.
That's a question.
Yeah. Wow. Massive question. I think everyone out there loves fucking Eddie. Everyone loves Van Halen. These were songs that he was going to record. And it's everything has got Wolfgang's approval as well. Wolfgang is playing all the bass on it.
Okay.
So we got Alex playing the drums, we got Eddie playing guitar, we got Wolfgang playing the bass. We just need a singer.
Shit. Okay, that's
isn't that yeah? That's why I saved it for the end of the stream.
Okay, yeah, that's a can of worms indeed. Here we go. But Vinny has chimed in. Guess what?
Yeah.
Vinny has gone Jason Donovan.
Yeah.
Okay. Vinny, you're right. This is a long night. Wow. So I don't know.
We're not going to get any like Guy Sebastian or anything like that. He's not fucking. We're not getting him.
No.
But, no. But look, there's so many great singers out there.
You need to hear the songs. That's so hard without hearing the songs.
I know it is.
If you went down the Paul Rogers path, then that.
Paul Rogers, what a fucking singer!
Yeah,
and the thing is, and he was the first one to. That's who Alex reached out to. Said, "I want you to do it," and apparently Paul Rogers said, "Love to, but my health is not that good." And this is not about reinventing Van Halen.
No, so it'd need to be a vintage artist, I think, to get it right. Not that I disrespect the young ones at all, and you know, people would look at you know, someone like, you know, Garish, for example, is an anywhere vocalist. But I don't,
or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, they're great people. I just think this needs that vintage touch to get that feel for it. Wow, that's a tough one.
I know. Like something like this might sound crazy, but you know, like even like someone like John Farnham, you know, what fucking voice he's got. He can do it. He can do it. I don't know, but
you want some range.
You definitely want range. You need some range. No Gary Sharon. That's Gary Sharon ain't going to be involved.
No.
I love Gary. He's a great fucking voice.
I do, but that was a bad idea.
It was just wasn't suited for that.
No, it wasn't the right.
I think if and we've said this before in the past, had that album been written with Gary in mind, in other words, he inputted it, it would have been probably much better. But he came in, music was already written. And they said, all right, now here you go, sing the songs, right? Yeah. It was done. Yeah. So
it never works well. That never works. It very rarely works well anyway.
The album cover, that's my favorite album cover from Van Halen because that is exactly what the listener feels like when they listen to this album. If you haven't, you know the cover?
Yeah. Good point. I'll pay that one. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Wow. We're into the weeds. Oh, shit.
But look, I thought I had to mention it tonight. I wanted to mention it. I just literally heard it 2 hours ago.
Shit.
So
Glenn Hughes, maybe.
Oh, you could. Yeah, Glenn's got a great voice.
Yeah.
You know what might be interesting, and this I don't know if this would be something, but would it be? I wonder if that was on their mind, like they just want one singer, or would get a whole bunch of different singers.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, get an ensemble cast to do it.
Yeah. Each song has got a different singer.
I think I prefer that, to be honest, because that'd keep it interesting, and it wouldn't feel like a band. It'd just feel like a tribute at that point in time. And it gives
that's
you more,
what it needs to be. It needs to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Gives you more wiggle room. In my mind, if you make it an ensemble versus a single vocalist, I think that might.
I think it's a bit sad if you do go that route. It is kind of a bit sad that you know Sam and Ed are not going to get anything on
a shot. Does
it really hurt?
One song each. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You know, they are as much Van Halen as
you wouldn't have it without those two guys. Like, to be honest,
no, absolutely.
Even give one to Michael Anthony. Fuck, he can sing. Jesus.
Yes, he can. Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Yeah. But
you know, I just
that would actually be my recommendation is do it an ensemble.
Yeah.
If you got 3 albums worth, just get as many as you can.
Well, if they do put out music this year or maybe even next year, this is going to be this is the music of the fucking century. This is fucking incredible.
This is going to be the only thing that'll top this one if we have unheard Aussie come out in the next 24 months. That's the only
which we might. We might.
Yeah, it's possible.
And because I do know that they did record extra songs. They always did, but they usually end up in the bin.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, you know, what Zach has to say about that, and
yeah.
But that's another conversation.
Interesting. Yeah, Vinny's chimed in more saying, "Don't rule out Alvin. I hear he no longer wants to be associated with the Chipmunks."
I can understand that. Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be either.
going solo is it? Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to.
Solo career. Cat's gone again with Jason, and he deserves his flowers. Cat. Victoria's gone hard question for another Van Halen.
Jeff
singer.
Scott Soto. Yeah,
Jeff Scott Soto would be a good choice, and
vocalist.
he's one of those anywhere vocalists that can do anything too. I did think of Jeff Scott as well, and Michael's gone good call for that one. Vinny's gone, my only other brainstorm cat is Corey Feldman covering Symphony of Destruction. Think about it for a second. That sounds similar vocally. Oh my goodness. Vinny, yeah, good call. Eric, ex Skid Row and Heat could front Van Halen. He would be an interesting choice.
Sebastian Bach would be an interesting choice.
Sebastian would be great too, actually. And funny mentioning Zach, he could sing Van Halen. True.
Yeah.
Zach would be
he could.
Too.
Yeah.
And even you could get people like Marco Hietala to do a song or two as well. Like, there's a lot of vocalists. Even get some of the women involved in this one too. Like get Lita Ford and your ones too. Like there'd be some good ones to Ann Wilson from Heart.
Well, I mean, look, there's been so much talk about what's going to happen with Van Halen. Apparently now it's official. So it's come right from Michael Anthony.
And if the family are involved, like the son and the brother are okay with it, then honestly, whatever they want. At the end of the day, we can be fucking hypothetical and whinge and moan or be happy or whatever. But whatever they want, I don't care. If they're happy with it, it's their legacy to manage anyway. So
absolutely,
they can do with it what they will.
I watched an interview with Wolfgang. This is probably going back 5 years. They were talking about his dad and stuff like that. And he said at the time that Eddie was his dad was constantly recording. Yeah. Like recording riffs. And he said that there was like a vault there in 5150. Literally.
I remember that one.
And it was like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of songs that are just sitting there. And he said, he said, going through that would be a job in itself. But who would you trust to do it? It would have to be him. Him and probably Alex to go through it. And maybe that's what they've done. They've got 3 albums worth of the best of the best. Who knows?
It can be done. Yeah, but, I mean, Queen made Made in Heaven after the end of Freddie's life. So there's ways to make these things work, and they can be done tastefully. There are demonstrations of this being done very well, and I don't think these guys would do it in a way that wouldn't be done well.
No. I think whatever we end up getting, it's going to be with their blessing, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm really liking the caliber of musicians like Steve Lukather. He's one of my favorite guitar players. I've loved him forever.
Right.
And he's just an amazing fucking musician.
Right. Lizzie Hale from Jolie too. There's a good one as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. There's so many we could throw in here as well.
That's almost kind of where you got to think. You go like, if you're going to step outside the box, you would almost think like, really, if you were going to do a new singer for Van Halen, so to speak, obviously,
I just think that's too big of a cross to bear. Does that make sense?
It is a massive cross to bear.
I think the ensemble approach is probably safer, and would get more. It works. Like when it's done well, it works. Like Slash's first solo album was an ensemble of vocalists, and fuck me, it's one of my favorite albums of Slash's career.
Yeah.
First solo album. Here we go. Yeah, good one here, Vinny. 6AM vocalist James Michael, awesome hard rock vocalist, and a great producer as well. So he could jump in on that one too. He is fantastic, James Michael. You get Brandon Boyd from Incubus, for example. There's a whole lot you could do. Get Mike Patton. Fuck it. Like, just you want a talented, diverse vocalist. Those two guys are up there as well. Getting Mike Patton in particular to stay on point might be challenging, but just
Miles Kennedy could do it as well.
Miles Kennedy could do a song. Yep, absolutely. Really there's so many there. Lizzie Hale. You've got
the one from the Pretty Reckless.
Pre-Reckless Edge, Taylor Momsen could do a great version too. She'd smoke it too. Even weird one here, but thinking about the Slash album, Fergie's song on that Slash album was one of my favorite songs, and she could do it. Her vocal on that was smoking hot, and I reckon that'd be cool too. If you get something like that to happen, that'd be fantastic. But anyway, we're in the conversation.
I kind of wanted people to think about it. So look, we've got between now and next week.
Give us your answers on that.
Throw in your fucking answers out there. Post them wherever. Because it's something where obviously if it happens, and I think it will, we're going to be talking about it. You know, there's going to be a lot of probably pros and cons. For as much as great music as we all are wanting this to happen, I'm sure that there's going to be the naysayers that when it does come out, it's not quite as good. Fuck them.
It doesn't matter. It's this or nothing.
That's right. Exactly. So, what would you rather silence? Come on. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so. What did
Sorry.
Vinny say now? What did Vinny say now? I knew.
Don't you, Vinny? You've made me have a tell now. But anyway, before that, cat guy, Miles Kennedy, absolutely. But Vinny's got Scott Morrison. I was blown away by his version of the Beach Boys. Oh my god! Now you know why I just rolled my eyes. Went, oh my god!
As soon as you did, I went, what did he say now?
What's he done now? Yeah. It's a tell. I think we've thought the shit out of this already, Jeff. Yeah, we probably have done this one.
Maybe we have. But look, I had to mention it.
Yeah, Ula did say Jay Buchanan, Youngblood, Todd Latour. There's some good choices there too. Youngblood would be a good one too. He's gotten everything.
Youngblood, that guy is like, I'm really impressed with that guy.
Got some chops.
He's got some good chops indeed, some pipes.
That's it. All right. We can do this. We can litigate it. We're going to get out of here.
Yeah,
it's time to move on. But a big thank you to all of you for joining in. We're going to do a quick, Jeff, we haven't prefaced this again. We keep forgetting, but we've got to raise a glass to something into the show. Do you have something to raise a glass to? Or
look, just the fact that I got a chance to see one of my all-time favorite bands again. I mean, how could I go wrong? This is just off the top of my head. Sucks that I missed out on Lacuna Coil. I wanted to go, but, it was Jeff versus the Faucet. And the Faucet won. So those of you who don't know, what happened was I was rinsing out a can, right, for the recycle, as you do. Yep. And all of a sudden, I could hear ting, 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 ting. I'm like, and then I'm realizing that it's raining in my fucking kitchen. I'm like,
inside, people.
Inside my house. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? My brain is just completely shut off. Yeah. And I'm like drenched in fucking water. Well, so I got like one of those faucet things. It's like, it looks like a big umbrella handle, right? And it's chrome and all that stuff. Well, it had come loose. And so there was so much water pressure that it shot the fucking thing up in the air and it went like 10 feet that way, landed on the ground. And I'm like, by the time my brain realized what the fuck was happening, I was covered in water. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And then so I switched the thing off. But by then, there probably was 2 liters of water on the fucking floor everywhere. Yep. And so as I was walking, just trying to, get out of the kitchen because it's all tiles, I had to get a towel and everything to mop shit up. But as I did so, I slipped. And you know that feeling when you slip and you grab something that's like a jolt and you're trying to stop yourself from falling. I didn't fall down, but I did something to my leg. I definitely pulled a muscle or did something. And then, of course, I had Dream Theater coming up and driving, which is a chore in itself. Like I said, I don't drive. So because of that very reason, I have to have my leg elevated. I still get sore. So
we've had issues in the past anyway, so it's not like it's a new thing for you. Yeah.
No, that's been going on for a while, right? So I'm still working at home because of it. And and then of course a little bit of walking around from the venue to parking lot to the venue and stuff, Dream Theater stuff. I aggravated it. I didn't really feel bad at the time, but then the next day and the day after, last week. I was crippled. I could hardly walk. Now it's gotten better since, obviously.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
But I was concerned that I'd actually pulled a muscle, like it seriously hurt myself.
Yeah, torn something.
No, but so Jeff versus the Faucet won. But that cost me a concert because
But you did see Dream Theater, which is what we
did get to see Dream Theater. Oh man, if that killed Dream Theater, I would have been fucking. I tell you what, I would have taken a sledgehammer to that fucking Faucet. Seriously, that would have fucked my
that would have fucked your life up.
Because I've been waiting 15,
a long time.
16, 17 years from the last between. So anyway, I got to see it. So I was happy with that. But I missed out on Lacuna Coil.
That's all right. You saw Dream Theater, which is what we're raising a glass to.
Yeah, that's right. So that's my raising a glass. Not fucking injured.
No,
Dream Theater. Got to see him again.
And to on the mend as well, because you're getting better, so that's a win. So we'll take that.
So absolutely. What's yours?
Mine is on a personal note here because last weekend, which is why we didn't quite meet the schedule we originally planned to do, because things got sideways. Because we had a big weekend last weekend, and which led into this week with a 2-hour episode of TV and stuff. So it was a bit of a fucking. I knew that the start of this year would be a nightmare. Get past April, we'll be okay, and we'll find our rhythm properly. Just the start of this year is going to be a bit of a rough start. But my raising a glass is that last weekend was a great weekend. My niece got married, which prompted our daughters to fly up to Queensland to see us up here for the first time since we moved up here. So we've gone down and visited a few times, but not only that, but they brought our granddaughter up as well. So to have our daughters and our granddaughter hang around with us for a few days over the weekend, and that those sorts of things fill your heart up. And so I'm raising a glass to having, those connections come back and just having people like that come back and see you. Yeah, family, to the ones you love the most. So that's the best thing there. So I'll take that into the week. I'll raise a glass to it, and it won't happen all the time. So I'm going to do it now while I can. So cheers to that, folks.
Absolutely. That's great. That's a good one. Family. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. But that will do us for this week, folks. Yep. Let us know if you're watching this one later on. Feel free to give us your raise a glass as well. But yeah, we're going to check on out of here, move along, and Jeff, you and I will chat for a few minutes after this.
Yeah.
Line up the next show, and it might be sooner than you think, but we'll see how we go with timing. But keep an eye on our playlists, our Tastemakers and Hot Rocks playlists, because if timing goes well tonight, I've got a couple of hours up my sleeve. I'll update those tonight. And for those in Patreon, we'll get your votes to kick off on Friday as usual. It's a bit of a short turnaround, but we'll get there again. So just for those in Patreon, Discord, and that, you'll see more going on. But otherwise, just if you subscribe to us, just follow those playlists, and you'll be up to date with everything on YouTube. Anyway, Michael's gone. Thanks again for having me on tonight. You are more than welcome. Looking forward to getting back in the future as well. It was fantastic. Thank you again for jumping in. We'll line it up. But a big thank you to all of you out there. We will see you all very, very soon. Make sure you check us out on TV as well on Channel 31 in Melbourne, 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights, and in Adelaide, Channel 44 on 10:30 p.m. Thursday nights as well. But that will do, Jeff. I think we're done. That is it. We'll see you all very, very soon. A big thank you to Jeff, as always, jumping in. A big thank you to all of you tuning in at home. I'm Andrew. You know what to do until next time, folks. Drink up. Rock on.
Cheers.